Hello, everyone, and welcome to Nuuli Forged. We are a 5e actual play stream that takes place in the world of Nuuli. That 6 of my friends are brave enough to play in because it came out of my brain, and that's a messy place to be. But, you know, we do it anyway, and I totally botched that intro, like, hardcore.
Happens.
Yeah. Thank you, Taco Sanmashu, for the party parrots, and I've got it for the Pikachus. Those are always fun to see. And NYC Zom for throwing up our emotes. We need new emotes for our new characters because as much as I do love Deadeye and Dust, those are decidedly ADIS and Defect emotes, which are
Yeah,
no longer accurate.
but we still use them.
We do, so need to figure out some new emotes, and then we'll use those instead. Because that's how that works. Anyway, before we get into some introductions, I'm going to need someone to go ahead and roll me a D 31.
You get 11.
Oh,
11.
okay.
All right. Well, and as you might notice, we are down a few players at the moment. Jeff is currently in another realm full of trees and is unavailable. And Matt and Amber will be back joining us shortly. So as soon as they get here, we'll have a good time.
They are merely late.
It's true. Indeed so. In the meantime, let's go around and introduce ourselves, those who are here, and please introduce yourself, your character, and answer the question on whether or not your character has ever deliberately set out to emotionally hurt somebody. Deliberately hurt somebody emotionally. Like, have they ever set out to be like, I'm going to hurt this bastard's feelings, or I'm going to make them feel bad about themselves? And we're going to start at the top with Sarah.
Hey, that is me. My name is Sarah, and I play Andra Greyspark, who is a halfling wizard. And I'm not sure if she ever has. I certainly think she is capable of doing so, but I'm not sure that she necessarily has tried to hurt someone like that. Certainly not intentionally.
Fair enough.
Like, she has a little bit of the mean girl thing going on, but I feel like she's like just coming into that, like, you know, asserting her independence thing. And hopefully she's not mean to anybody
Fair enough.
who doesn't deserve it.
Cool. Thanks a lot. Next up, we got Tanner.
Hi, I'm Tanner. I'm playing Lunine, the Hexblood Fey Knight. I gotta remember what I play.
Yeah.
And purposely set out to be mean. Yes. Family. Other nobles.
That definitely tracks for Lunine.
Oh, God.
Oh, hey.
Hi, monitor falling. Everything's fine.
No worries. And then we've got Mike.
Hello, I'm Mike, and I play Renata Solangel, the Bard Warlock Debonair. And yeah, great question. I would like to think that, yes, within his history in learning music and learning the power and weight words can carry, he would have used it to hurt someone's feelings.
Yeah. Fair enough. Words are power, and, you know, that's totally legit.
What's the question?
Cool. Whoop.
Hurt somebody emotionally.
Emotional damage.
Whoa, things just went crazy. All right. All right, there we go.
Whoa.
Woo. Technical difficulties are fun for everybody. All right. Oh, what has happened here? All kinds of craziness has happened here. But that's
Wow.
okay. Indeed, Matt, you have joined us. The question is, has your character ever purposefully attempted to emotionally injure somebody?
Yeah, I think. Sorry, I'm Matt, playing Corvus, the Ranger Barbarian. He is. That would be cool, though. No, he's a rogue changeling. If he was emotionally hurting someone, I would imagine it was probably like a mission-related thing. He probably was in character, and it was to get information or something. I don't know if Corvus himself would have done that.
Fair enough. So Corvus is not a rude boy, apparently.
He has moments, but I think he's like me. He's a Cancer at heart, so he probably is not. He wouldn't purposely do it.
Fair enough. Cancers represent.
Explains a lot sometimes, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
Fire signs.
Oh,
Yeah.
fire signs are mean, right? That's how that works. I'm not that good at astrology.
I'm not either. I know what I am. That's about it.
Yeah, same. I don't even know all what I am. I just know that I am also a Cancer, but I don't know any of that, like moon rising, house, star.
I don't know any of that bullshit. I know I was born in the year of a dragon and that I'm a Leo.
Emma,
Nice.
the other day at work, said, I don't really subscribe to much of the astrology. I don't think it really means a lot for people, except for Cancers. And I was like, oh, okay.
No,
Harsh. But all right.
No.
Thank you, Emma.
Leo is a narcissistic fire sign, and I was also born in the year of the fire dragon.
There you go. And your hair is red.
That's apparently why I am the way I am. That's why I'm
Wild.
like this.
All fire, no soul.
All fire.
Wow. Well, and I am Jared. I'm your humble dungeon master here on Nuuli Forged. I play everyone and everything else that is not the 6-player characters. And
And they're mean.
yes, everybody hurts people. Like, people hurt people. That's just, most people have done it to somebody, except maybe a few really nice people. But most of them have probably hurt somebody intentionally, emotionally. Because, kids suck. That's how that rolls. But that all being said, thank you for that kind of longer introduction. We'll go ahead and dive right into last time on Nuuli Forged, shall we? Oh, wait. Do we have an Amber with us now?
Yeah, kind of.
Woo! Well, Amber, if you'd like to introduce yourself, your character, and whether or not they have ever hurt somebody emotionally, intentionally, go for it.
Hello, I am Ozo and Amber. Amber and Ozo. That is a very dead deer. Like fresh dead deer.
Ooh.
Ozo. Well, I guess yes, but mostly because they were gonna be upset if I told them the truth, and I would tell them the truth. Mostly about people dying. Because sometimes people die, and you tell people that, and they get upset, and they think it's your fault. So does that count as intentionally hurting them?
I think that's just like being aware of helping people accept the reality of a situation. So
That's a generous way to think of it.
yeah, harm is not the
probably
intent.
is
But
that-
yeah, fair enough. Very good. Thank you so much. Well, now that we have everybody who's going to be here, let's dive into last time on Nuuli Forged. Ahem. Last time on Nuuli Forged, Renata and Selenar paid off some would-be child muggers and then inspected Renata's childhood home in the slums of Madinat. Whilst there, they found a ruined, disheveled, and broken hovel complete with a single line of graffiti, the word traitor, written over the walls. It struck Renata as odd, since normally such open places are quickly taken over by someone new. But instead, this was sort of left open and abandoned like a rotting wound. Meanwhile, Corvus did some investigating around town and picked up a few interesting leads. There was a gaggle of children pickpockets that he followed back to the entrance to their hideaway. There are tales of monsters attacking caravans outside of the city. So he's picked up a few potential leads and things to do. Regrouping for dinner, the party discussed the events of the day before Renata somewhat hesitantly began his evening's performance. And though cautious at first, he did end up putting in a lively and audience-beloved show, during which a fan of Renata's came in and enjoyed a song, enjoyed a beverage. Selenar struck up a conversation with the little female gnome, and afterwards she left. Corvus decided to follow this person, but she was long gone by the time he got out there. After the end of the show, after a few hours of drinking, Andra went in search of a rat to kill to begin conducting a ritual in her book within an alley, only to be interrupted by passing guards when she was arrested and managed to send a message to Renata, who arrived with the others as she was being carried off, literally carried off to jail. The group was able to collectively bribe her freedom for some 30 gold pieces. Returning to the silver set, Renata and Corvus entered into an intense discussion talking about their lives before being together, before being part of this group, and who they had been before. This is the first in-depth conversation these two have had in weeks.
That's true.
Yes.
That's very true. That's right.
Yes, Renata admitted that he has taken creative license with his backstory as part of his mystique befitting a performer and bard of great renown. While Corvus revealed that while he had been many people, he had been indeed Corvus perhaps longer than any and is most used to that identity, but originally was a small boy named Lux. And we are going to pick up amidst this conversation with Corvus and Renata discussing their past histories and whatever reconciliation this might be happening between these two. So we are at the silver set. You are at a table either off from the others or with the others. It's up to you. But you are in the silver set in a private moment between Corvus and Renata.
When I was a young boy, my father
Named you Lux.
Was murdered.
Was murdered? I mean, that's true. That is true. Maybe
At
I
least
should
you were a young boy and not a young warthog.
You don't know.
When I was a young warthog named Lux. Yeah, so the last thing I said was, when I was a young boy named Lux, and I think Corvus is going to realize kind of what he said is without any, I don't know, like it's out of nowhere almost, like he's only known me as Corvus. So he's going to pause. Say,
I'll jump in on that pause and I'll say, I'm sorry, Lux?
So, yeah, well, I wasn't always Corvus. I was born Lux. When I learned about, I believe, you know what, long story short, I needed to create a new identity to be safe. And I've sort of lost my train of thought here, but I guess what I was trying to get at is just you know, we've probably all pretended to be someone else at some point. But I'm learning that it's important to remember where you started, to remember who you were. And maybe that brings up some painful memories. Maybe you don't have all the answers. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm just trying to say, like, maybe you've got people here that might can understand a little bit of what you're going through, and we're here if you need us.
But I don't know. Why lay out all your cards on the table now? Why tell me your real name?
You know, I got to be honest. I don't 100% know. I think if it wasn't for my outburst the other night, if it wasn't for that lion that seemingly knew more about me than I did, I probably would have kept all this a secret a little longer. But something started to eat at me. I've basically lived a secret most of my adult life now. Half my life, I don't know. I've lost track. I'm always pretending to be something else. I feel like, I don't know. I'm finally with a group of people that feel like they're more than just colleagues. They're more than just coworkers. Like something just started to not feel right, holding everything back. I don't really know what's going on right now, if I'm being honest.
It just feels strange because in all these weeks, that's who we've ever been to each other. Just people with secrets. Sins we won't confess.
Listen,
But maybe you're right. Maybe it's a tired shtick now. Maybe it's time to open up a little more.
I respect others' privacy, considering I've been private most of my life. But yeah, if I can't trust anyone at all, ever, I think I'm going to lose my mind. And maybe I need others to trust me. And I feel like the only way they could do that is to see me pretending to be something else. And maybe I need them to see me for what I am so they can trust that and accept that. And that's really been hard. I think I cried to Ozo the other day. I don't really know how to talk about it.
How did Ozo reply to you or respond to you crying?
I mean, you've met Ozo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Little
pretty much
words.
gather. Yeah, pretty much that. Everything you expected. But I know they're listening. And I respect that.
It's good you have that in Ozo. You know what? I'm a little bit tipsy. It's been a bit of a wild ride coming back to my hometown. So a reveal for a reveal. If you may have noticed, I'm a little bit on edge being back here. You didn't notice,
Yeah,
right?
I did notice. I have been respectfully concerned.
Yeah. Well, I left this place not on the best of terms, and there's one person in particular, a girl. We had something, and then I just up and left. So I don't know what scares me more: to run into her here, or to leave this place without running into her. If that makes any sense.
You know, somehow that does. I think you want to, if I'm being honest, because you're scared to. What is it that scares you about running into her, though?
Just, Renata pauses a moment.
We try to tame the sun while you're doing.
Kind of. He finishes up the rest of his beer that he's been drinking, nursing for 2 weeks. What feels like 2 weeks. Just, I guess, all the things left unsaid. And perhaps it's the fear of being made aware that I hurt her.
Yeah, Corvus is gonna he heard that and he's gonna take a second. Yeah, confronting that is it's gonna suck. But yeah, I don't know. I think that if that person does care about you, then they should at least allow you to explain yourself.
Thanks. I hope it comes to that.
This is so mushy.
So emo, I know.
Shut up! I'm just kidding. You're right. Hey,
I
are
guess
we?
Oh.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Are we? Look, I'm sorry. Last time we talked, I know that was upsetting, and you can feel however you want to feel. If there's something I can do to make it up to you, or I don't know, to have your part in at least, let me know. If not, I'll give you your space.
Renata will hold out his hand and say, everything's good. And I have a feeling that we're going to hurt each other a whole lot more before everything else happens. And I think that's just because we're people with secrets and sins, and we're a little bit afraid of revealing who we are. But I guess we gotta start somewhere.
Corvus takes a big sigh. Yeah, I've tried to start that at least. There's there's a lot that it's hard to talk about. But again, I think I need someone to be able to trust me, and I want to trust other people. So I'm here. I don't know. I'm willing to be awkward and weird a little bit, I guess, if it We seem pretty cool, all of us. Never really had this before. I've always kind of had the assumption that if somebody found out about me, they'd want to kill me, because that's kind of been my experience. No one's kind of given me that yet, so.
Yeah, so you've always been a loner, huh?
Well, ever since my family died, yeah. How about you?
On the other hand, I've experienced this once before. But I'm hoping, I don't know, maybe the second time around, I'll do things right.
You know, I must say, I got excited because I thought you were actually part of a band. I don't really know what that's like. I mean, sure, I was in a guild, but never really felt like I was in a band, you know? Till now, maybe?
Can you play an instrument?
I don't mean like a literal band. but
Oh,
like,
you mean a metaphorical band. Okay. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know anything about bands. Maybe I don't know. Fuck, tell me. I'm crazy, perhaps, but just assumed that, you know, that meant people were actually like closer to each other than just working together. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I don't mind telling you about how a band functions. But perhaps another time. It's getting a little late.
All right. Well, I don't know what you meant by doing it right this time, but me too. I hope I do it right this time.
Well, I mean, since I already took one step in telling you about the girl, I'll just finish up and say that I also up and left the band.
Is this who you've been searching for? Your list of friends? Sorry, I know a pride.
No. No, those are different friends.
Different friends. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
you are mysterious,
well,
Renata.
No, that's not mysterious. I'm just a popular guy.
Clearly, I'll roll my eyes.
I'm sorry, Jared, real quick. What was the name that I'm looking for in Hessian?
Oh, the name on the list, you mean?
Yeah. I know it was a Feline name.
Yes. The name was Book of Tales.
Great. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fun name.
So with that, I'll turn around. I believe Lunine and maybe Ozo are still in the bar with us.
Ozo, if you're
I
here,
think-
speak to us.
Ozo has no idea. Ozo's
I know,
notes are not in front of them. They don't know where they are.
Because I think Selenar and Andra left.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
those two are in their rooms. We can say Ozo is either off on a corner if they want to be, or has retired to their room. And Lunine has a suite which is stocked with whatever he wants to be stocked there. So that is also
That's
up to
right.
him.
He's got the rock star room
Yeah.
He does.
Mm-hmm.
with all the amenities.
And his own
And a
page.
squire.
Yeah.
Page. What are we calling him this week?
Sidekick.
Well,
Oh, wine boy.
he is an eager employee of this establishment. Let's say that.
Yes, he's eager.
Uh-huh.
He sure is.
You put gold in
Yes,
his. You
man.
put legit gold in his hands. Of course, he is like down for whatever
Literal
you
gold.
need, and like a lot of it too. Not just what he quoted you in a price. You gave him like gold tip, which is
Lunine still has literally
you
no
did.
idea what money is worth in this world. Or money is worth probably, period. So
yeah.
Yes, well now he has a follower.
and it's pretty dope.
Yeah. So if they are in the room still, I will.
Lunine would have retired.
Okay. So Lunine is not
you say?
here, so it's just you two in the bar.
Okay. I know 2 weeks ago I said that Renata was hoping to slip away and spend a night inside his old home. It's for nostalgia value.
The open, ruined, feces, animal-infested hovel.
Yes.
Did you say animal infested hovel?
He did.
What a phrase.
Yeah. No, like his home is not like, oh, it's dusty because no one's been here. It's like been open to the elements. People have been in there and like stolen stuff, destroyed stuff. Animals have been in there. There's like rat crap and carcasses of like dead things. Like it is not a good place.
It's not comfortable.
Yeah. And it's not
Andre would
palatial
like to
either.
set
It's
it on
small.
fire.
But the dreams and memories of my childhood there will give me comfort.
Sure. Are you doing that now?
I'm not saying you can't, but you also do have an open single occupancy room here at the Silver Set because of your performance.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's pretty late at night at this point. You've already rescued me from the town guard.
Yep. Okay, you know what? After this discussion with Corvus / Lux, Renata will rethink his plan and say, you know what, maybe I should stick with the group. Making headways here with establishing rapport. Yeah, I'll go back up to my room.
You just leave me cold turkey like that? Is that what you're doing?
What, you're still gonna stick around and drink?
You just Irish goodbye me in front of my face? Is that what's happening?
That's what I did to my old band.
While they watch you leave, you're just like,
you know what? Screw it. Let's live the rock and roll lifestyle. Is there still a bartender?
No,
Where's Denise?
Denise seems to have like closed up after you had this last round.
But then that's closing time. So I will go to my room.
Okay.
Corvus. Do you still prefer Corvus?
yeah. Yeah, for now. Yeah.
Fair
Yeah.
enough. Corvus, I'm going to sleep.
Good luck.
Godspeed.
Where's the cemetery here? Do you know?
Which one? There's
Where you go?
there's two. One for the more rich people.
I don't want that one.
So you want the is it the one set aside for the poor people, the ones who can't afford headstones and
Yeah.
A potter's field, so to speak.
Is it in town?
I did not create the layout of this town, so I'm gonna
You,
relinquish this
you very
question to
boldly
Jared.
gave the answer. There were two, so I was like, let's go. Let's lean into this.
No,
I threw it in there,
thi-
so now there is. I'll
be
leave it up to Jared.
no,
There it is.
be a part of the world. Fucking do it. Make the call.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess it would make sense that the potter's field will be towards the slum area, and a bit on the outskirts of that. Where's my campaign notes? Hold
Yeah, nobody's burying grandma in the backyard.
on. Nope, that's not it. That's not it.
Indeed, you talk about these two different things, knowing full well that the one for the rich people is mostly like marble mausoleums and like stone structures where like full remains are interred. The slum, the like for those who can even afford that, is much more like it's buried in sand. Like so the sand has been like scraped off, so like it's like in the midst of sand dunes, and like it's enlarged as it needs to be. But once they get down to dirt and rock through the shifting sands, they are vertical graves as opposed to horizontal graves.
Yes, so I'll explain. It's on the outskirts of the Dust Barrows. What's our fascination with graves, anyway?
My father was a gravekeeper. Kind of grew up around one. Can't really explain why, but it just sort of kind of a peaceful place for me to go. And I just need, to feel safe.
Are you going tonight?
I'm thinking about it. Not really ready to sleep yet, but we'll see. I might go tomorrow. I don't really know why I'm drawn to it, to be honest. My father was murdered in one. I think maybe that's part of it too. I'm always just sort of reliving some kind of what if scenario when I go there. But yeah, it's kind of become a thing for me to visit when I see a new town, which admittedly is this town like number 3. So I haven't traveled much.
When you go to that one, let me know. I'll go with you.
Is there someone I can pay respects to?
Yeah, my mom.
We'll go together then. I'll wait till tomorrow. How's that? Have a good night.
Just responds with like thumbs up.
And if Renata leaves, because I don't want to hog the entire session today, but Corvus, because he said, because I'm making something canon now, 2 things. Because he said he's not ready for bed, and because apparently he smokes now, he's going to go outside and have a cigarette.
So
Okay.
he's a smoker.
It's all good. So Renata goes off to bed. Corvus, you go outside and light up a pipe, or do you have like some sort of rolled tobacco?
You know what? A pipe is actually interesting. He probably keeps something like that, but like small. And if he's gonna smoke cigarette style, he's gonna roll it. I think it's his.
So do you have a small disassembling pipe, or do you have rolls of stuff?
These are 2 things I didn't plan on. I'm just literally making them now. So
Yeah.
whatever you think is justify it as pretending.
No,
I've had
this
it
is
my
a this is a
children.
character choice. You decide. I'm not going to tell you what I'm not going to tell you what you choose.
He's gonna roll. He's got he's got papers. He's gonna roll a
All right.
little fag.
Great. Yeah, you've got a little stash of these like rolling papers, which are really just like very dried out leaves of a certain plant. Because like rolling papers as we know them don't exist, but like dried leaves easier to come by. So you roll yourself up a little cigarillo, as it were, and as you do so, right before you light it, you smell something on the air. It is similar to your like cigarette smell, but it's like fruitier and spiced, and you can smell it on the wind, and you can hear a little bit of laughter, kind of from a direction off to one side, where this like smell drifts on the evening desert wind.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Can I follow? Am I savvy enough to follow this?
Yeah, it's not hard. They're not. It doesn't seem like they're trying to be like stealthy about what they're doing, whoever these people are.
All right, casually look for the source of this.
Yeah, so you take a few steps and you hear the laughter kind of down a side street there. And you poke your head around the corner, and what you see is a small little like cafe. It's got like a striped awning out on a couple of poles out in the front, kind of about a third of the way into the like alleyway itself, with a couple of very tiny tables and chairs. It's probably like 100 feet from the silver set. But there's a group of like 5 individuals out there laughing, having a good time. And they are all have in their hands like, they look like a musical instrument reed, like one of Renata's like clarinets or something, but they have a hose that's attached to a metal cylinder thing. And when they pull on the reed, they then let out an exhalation of smoke, which that is what you are smelling. And it seems like they are communally smoking whatever this aroma is.
Is this like Nuuli's version of a hookah?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, hookah bar.
Yeah, you would like Matt would recognize it as a hookah, but it is unknown to Corvus.
I better say, yeah, I was like, yeah, this is awesome. I love the little subtle referencing. I went like I was very British thinking in my rolling a cigarette, and here we are, like Astoria vibes.
And you can see
okay.
they're just having a discussion and laughing.
Corvus is intrigued, but maybe he's not in like super charismatic mood, so he'll like sort of glance over it like quizzically while he takes a drag or whatever, and kind of pause for a second. I guess I'm sort of waiting to see if anyone notices me, but if they don't, I might just like be coy and go back inside.
Are you trying to be noticed or not?
I'm not trying to hide. Which I guess Forrest maybe doesn't know what that means. I don't know if he's not trying to make a scene though.
You're just kind of standing there.
Yeah, I'm just kind of standing there, like taking a look at it. And I'm sort of like giving the whole like dog turns his head sideways because he doesn't know what a thing is thing.
Yeah, so you're watching this group. They don't seem to notice you. There's one who looks to turn his head in your direction, and in doing so, a dog darts out from under his chair and like knocks him over, and he goes sprawling on the ground. And everybody
How close am I?
You're like 20 feet away.
Okay.
Puppy.
I'll watch this scene play out just for a second.
Yeah, his friends like start laughing at him, and he kind of like looks at them, and you're gonna be like, "You guys suck," and he kind of like rights his chair and kind of settles back into it. And they like it's good-natured ribbing. Like you recognize it for what it is.
I'll just give sort of like a chuckle, you know, audible chuckle, like nod my head.
Yeah.
Corvus will step like a little closer into the light. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be nosy, but what is that thing?
You see one of the individuals turns around. This kind of like dark-skinned, bulky-looking human with like a little tiny fez on his head and like big vest, no shirt. Ah, you must be a traveler to not recognize the Hukash, yes?
You got me. I've never seen one of those in my life, but it certainly smells unique.
Oh, thank you. Yes, please come join us. Come. He's on. Get another chair for our friend here, yes?
You know, it's okay. I don't want to like.
Oh, do not be silly. You are a guest. You do not know the Hukash. Come.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll give it a shot. Corvus sits down.
Excellent. Ah, welcome, my friend. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Zamin.
Samin, nice to meet you. I'm Carl.
Carl, it is wonderful to meet you, Carl. Such a strange and interesting name.
Yeah, it's pretty
I
fair.
kid. I know like 5 Carls. It's okay. Now,
Is it really that common here?
Madinat is a bit of a melting pot of a society, so there are many people from many different heritages who have shown up here. We have a lot of feline, as you can see by my 2 companions here. Allow me to introduce you to everybody. This is Stripes on a red flagpole. We just call him Stripes. And indeed, he's Stripes on a red flagpole. It seems to be like a orange tabby kind of coloring to him. And he is wearing like a red vest and red poofy pants.
Pleasure, Stripe.
Are they all dressed like the monkey from Aladdin?
No.
Okay.
My friend over there, of course, this is Saucer of Purple Milk.
Which one of those is your shortened name?
She looks over and kind of winks at you. She's like, "Oh, I go by Saucy."
Carl does a little like, oh, okay. Pleasure to meet you, Saucy.
I love this place so much.
Likewise.
Hi. I love all the people here.
And then, of course, we have Rosina. He points to a human woman.
Nice to meet you, Rosina.
Yeah, Rosina is a very different in terms of features. She's very, very pale skin, blonde hair, like bright blue eyes. And she is wearing like flowing, like looks like very gauzy kind of long flowing sort of material.
What
did
I? Oh, go ahead.
And then the 5th individual comes out with another chair, depositing it for you. And of course, Hizan. Hizan looks very similar to Zamin.
Zanzamin. I should have been writing these down, perhaps. I can find my notes. Well, thank you for having me. I'm sorry to interrupt. Yeah, what's this sort of just a social thing?
Oh yes, this is what we do to wind down at the end of the day. You see, we all work at the various inns around the area, and every evening we come here for a bit of hukash. Do you know hukash? Well, you don't know hukash. Of course, you have never seen before. So, both what we smoke in the hukash is hukash, as is the instrument is also the hukash.
I see. Okay. And what are you smoking exactly?
So it is a mix of leaves and spices, and there is a small flame that is held over an ember, usually of a hard wood, to keep it roasting at a low heat for longer, because we don't want to incinerate the hukash. That's why it is so tall, to allow the heat to funnel up. And so because he unscrews the top, as you can see, and you see this little like disc, it's about like half gray with ash. This is the hukashpak. The hukashpak is what we are smoking. And then he screws the lid back on. And what happens is, as you draw through the pipe, and he hands you the pipe, the hukash smoke fills your lungs and relaxes you. This particular blend is meant for relaxation at the end of a long day. It is a very, very fun evening activity. Yes?
Sorry, I don't mean, I'm not trying to sound prudish in any way, but like, are we trying to get high or are we just trying to unwind?
Oh, this is not a narcotic. No, this is just relaxing. It's just fun.
Okay, I can be down for this. I could use some hukash probably right now.
Yes, no. With our jobs, having a narcotic is, some people do, but it is not what we. This is a social event, and also out in public. So.
Fair. It looks like your guards around here are pretty strict about what you do in the streets, so I can imagine it must be legal.
Oh yes, hukash is very legal. Hukash is actually highly profitable for many of the pashas, so they encourage it,
All right.
actually.
Oh, well, great. I guess if it keeps everyone relaxed, can't be that bad, huh?
Yes.
All right. Well, yeah, I'm down to try a little bit. Why not?
He hands you the pipe. When you inhale, just don't breathe into the lungs, but inhale through the front of your face and down into the gullet without going through the lungs. Not in a swallowing motion, but just letting it permeate your olfactory areas.
Okay, I'll give it a shot. And yeah, Carl does his best to follow those instructions.
Great. Make a Constitution saving throw.
I was hoping there'd be a save with that.
Yeah, without problem,
appreciate
with an 18, without problem, you suck in and allow your chest to expand, and you breathe in the smoke without it like going in your lungs, without swallowing it. And you taste the flavors. It is it's like spiced with like coriander, but also there's like a mint kind of soothing element to it. Overall, it's not an unpleasant experience if you enjoy the act of smoking, which Corvus apparently does.
Apparently.
So, just an FYI, in Nuuli, there's no like, it's like natural tobacco. There's not like all the carcinogens and stuff that's in Earth cigarettes. So these are much more, not as cancery and dangerous and bad. Just
I love that.
PSA.
Still addictive.
Well, you know.
I got a feeling Corvus for like a persona or something he was trying to play once and just keeps it now as like a...
Every now and again you light up. Yeah. But yeah, it's an experience, and everybody's very impressed with you, and they kind of, the little group like all gives you a little like clap. Oh, very well done. Yes. Oh. And you see Saucy is like, indeed, very impressive for a first time.
I was about to say, I'm going to make sure that I catch her reaction.
You get a sense right off the bat that Saucy is not a subtle woman.
Love it. Subtlety meets sauciness. It's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So I'm like, yeah. Well, yeah. I've you know, I've smoked a little bit before. Beginner's luck. So.
They all laugh and begin like including you in their conversations. Which is a lot of like day to day, sort of like this was my day. I had this very rude person at the bar, or I had to turn over like 3 extra beds today because someone had kids in their room. and they made a mess, and da-da-da-da-da, and all this kind of like just daily work kind of stuff. Towards the...
Corvus would...
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just
No,
going
go
to say, Corvus would be actually pretty engaged in this. I mean, he, like, part of, I think, what he likes to pick up when he was on jobs or whatever would just be like, yeah, give me all the, like... I feel like he would know, like, leading questions about, like, just day-to-day people, because he will inevitably learn something about how the,
Yeah,
working class lives.
definitely. Just go ahead. Give me a straight, like, either investigation or persuasion check. Your choice.
I'll go with my strength, I think. Ooh, fuck.
Ooh.
That's a perception check. What were you trying
Was it?
to...
Oh, you're right. I was trying to hit persuasion and I missed. Let's try it again. So that would be a +3 if you wanted to keep the... No. Where am I at? Persuasion, perception. You want to just re-roll? It's the
Yeah.
same modifier, so it'd be the same roll.
Okay, so if to say modifier, we'll keep it. With an 8, it's a different culture, so there's a couple of flubs, but they're a very amiable group, and they don't hold it against you. You talk for a good, like, half hour, 45 minutes or so. And then they begin talking about rumors that they've heard. And like, oh, did you hear this one? Did you hear that one? And there's like always the little ones. They're like, you hear a rumor about like a walking, talking raccoon being sighted somewhere in the city. Like people-sized, like giant raccoon, like with a cape. Yeah, like a weird rumor. And the others kind of like laugh it off. It seems like Hizan is the one that they like to laugh at in the group. He's like the little brother. You hear a rumor about, you hear them talking about these like caravan attacks again for a hot little second. And then one of them begins, Stripe on a red pole, begins talking about a not so much of a rumor, but more like a lamentation, talking about, hey, remember this woman who used to tell these great stories at the bars is coming through? It was always a good time. Whatever happened to her? And they're all kind of commiserating about it. And it seems like this woman they're talking about is a woman named Book of Tales. But nobody knows where she is anymore. She hasn't come by in months. And she used to like host parties and like tell stories to the kids and come in for more like rowdy, ribald entertainment for adults later in the evenings at various taverns and whatnot. So they all kind of miss her. And then it kind of segues off into, discussions, and Rosina begins saying, like, talking that she heard that there was an excellent performance at the Silver Set this evening.
Oh yeah, who was at the Silver Set?
Well, apparently it was one Renata something or other, Renata Soul Angel, which is very interesting.
Yeah?
Yes.
Why is that?
Well, last I heard, and I'm not up to date on all the latest musical gossip, of course, but last I heard, Renata was part of a band or a group of some kind.
Do you think they went on a solo career? Is this the same Renata without the band?
Well, I suppose it's possible. I know that they ran into some hard times a few years back. Apparently there was a big argument and whatever. And I think there was not quite a breakup, but they lost somebody or something. But then they sort of fell out of favor for a while. So hearing that name come back was very interesting. They've had a rough time, I think. They haven't done much as a performance group the last few years.
Hey, what was the name of the group, though? Were they all called Renata Soul Angel? I'm confused.
Oh, no. The group, Renata and the group, I can't remember what they were called, but I know they changed their name sometime back. I think they started doing mercenary work on the side.
That seems odd for a band, doesn't it?
Well, you know, times are tough.
Is it like stiff competition here, musically speaking?
Oh yes, music is exceptionally well regarded here at Madinat. Entertainment, performance, oration, dance, the arts are heavily patronized by those of wealth. And so any sort that we can get on our common level, we go rabbit for. Plus, it's so fucking hot here all the time. So...
It is a little hot here, Corvus says, and he'll cast a glance at Saucy.
She wiggles her eyebrows up and down really quick. And you hear her mutter under her breath, "You have no idea."
Corvus smirks, but he like turns his head a little.
Yes, she kind of like, she's sitting next to you now. She's traded seats. And she kind of leans over and she's like, "You should try being covered in fur."
It would be, yeah. I could. Yeah, I've never tried it. Sort of fails his charisma check there.
Yeah, Rosina is like totally oblivious and doesn't catch any of this. She's telling her story. She's like, I don't remember. I can't for the life of me remember. Do you remember? Nobody seems to remember. But I think they are called hunters of some kind now. Yes, hunters. Yes. Drake hunters, perhaps? Is that right? Does that sound right to everybody else? Zameen is like, I think perhaps Drake hunters is what they became. I think they've hunted dragonic creatures before and kind of got the name that way.
Okay, let me get this straight. So, how long ago did you say this band existed?
Oh, some years back. They performed as a group for a couple of years, and then about 5 or so years ago, they broke up, or somebody left or something. Not really sure exactly, but it was never the same, and they sort of fell out of favor around 5 years ago.
Okay, so let me get this straight. About 5 years ago, a band broke up. Before that, there was this band. In the band was a Renata Soul Angel.
Oh, yes.
They became mercenaries known as the Drake Hunters during that time.
Well, after the breakup.
After the breakup, they became mercenaries. Okay.
Yes, because they weren't getting booked as a band anymore, because they kind of fell apart, or they weren't up to the same caliber or something. I'm not really sure.
Is it because Renata Soul Angel left them that they couldn't get booked anymore?
Renata Soul Angel did not leave.
Renata Soul Angel never left the band. You just haven't really seen from them in the last 5 or so years. That's what you're saying?
Well, yes, as far as I know, she's still a part of this new Drake Hunters.
I'm sorry. Renata, just for whatever reason, sounded like a he in my mind. I don't know.
Well. It is, it possibly could be. It may be gender neutral of a name, but this individual is female.
I see. So the Renata Soul Angel of this band, female identifying, fell on hard times, became mercenaries after a breakup 5 years ago, and now they're called Drake Hunters. And then Renata Soul Angel shows up out of the blue solo at a local bar.
Yes, when I heard, I was very surprised. But I guess she's trying to get back into it.
Yeah, wow, that's interesting. Huh. Kind of cool to learn about the local music scene here.
Yeah, this is a very cool Wikipedia page for this band.
What was that?
Who said
Sorry.
that? Did you hear that?
I thought I heard some whiny, incoherent voice.
Yeah, it sounded like one of those. Never mind. I was going to say human, but there's a human in our party.
There's 3 of them.
Well, I meant in this current group. Oh, are 3 of them human and 2 of them Feline? I
Yes.
missed that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry.
Yeah, Rosina, Hizan, and Zamin are all human. Stripe on a red pole and saucer of purple milk are Feline.
I'm writing stuff down. So.
But yeah, they all begin like talking about other musicians or orators that they are excited that their various taverns are going to be hosting in the coming week or so.
Yeah. So, what other bands do you listen to? If the so-called Drake hunters are no more, and I don't know, we're gonna follow this Renata around and see what's up.
Well, if she gives a concert that we can attend, as we all work until fairly late, as you can tell by the hour.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, they should do a late night follow-up to this successful bar thing that they just had, huh?
It would be fun.
And where do people go to perform here? Like, what's the most popular spot? Just any old bar and tavern?
Oh yes, of course, taverns and meeting places and meeting houses are very common. There's a very fancy performance venue, but of course that is up in the Marble Rising, not here. But there are some smaller venues in the Merchant's Quarter.
What's your favorite?
Oh, well, on the off nights I get occasionally, I try to find one of the open air performances. Tends to be a little more my style. There's more crowd engagement and more like crowd work, which I find fun.
They're open late?
Well, they happen in plazas, so you know.
All right. Well, maybe I'll, catch y'all there some night. I'll keep an eye out for this Renata Soul Angel. I'm pretty intrigued by this story.
Yes, it would be interesting to hear if she was getting a new group, but I believe it was a solo performance this evening.
That's what I heard. Yeah. I heard it was good.
As did I.
It's worth checking out, I think. Yeah, so these Drake hunters, we just don't know what happened to them, huh?
Well, presumably they make their living mostly now as a band of mercenary adventurers or some such. Caravan guards.
I was gonna say, it sounds like with the recent attacks in the caravans, one can make some money being a mercenary. How would you join them? Do you think they need any help?
Well, there could be listings on the posting boards, of course, which you can find in the merchant quarters. There's a few of them. Also, if you find an actual merchant running a caravan, they're always good to check with the source. There's no guild or anything. It's just sort of swords for hire. Sell swords, if you will. Indeed, my friend. If you are an adventurer and you seem like you are quite a toughy, then I think perhaps if you are looking for coin, you could easily find such employment.
Yeah, I'm not the toughest around for sure, but yeah, I'll get by. Speaking of, it's probably about time that I turn in. Thank you for the Hakish.
Hukash.
Not really sure what anyone else. Hukash. Sorry.
It's all right,
I'm
my
not sure
friend.
what your plans were tonight, and as I trail off, I'm going to take a look at Saucy when I say that.
Well, she lets out a last puff of smoke. It seems as though the Hukash is a bit done for the evening. So I suppose I will take my leave. Are you leaving as well?
Yeah, do you mind kind of reminding me which street?
Happy to play guide for you for a short walk, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely.
She gets up. The others all wish Carl and Saucer a good evening. And she strolls down the alley with you, kind of like looking at you. And she's almost your height. Her ears kind of like poke up a little bit. She's got very sleek fur, like short-haired sort of vibes, in a very cute, like gray to black highlights kind of sort of fashion, with like the occasional bit of like calico orange, kind of just peeking in like around the tips of the ears or like on her like shoulders, which are bare. And as she walks, she's like, "So you never told us where you were residing this evening, or are you searching for accommodations?"
I'm trying to remember now. I'm actually sharing a room with Ozo, I think, aren't I?
Yes.
Because if you have not made concrete plans, I'm sure I would be happy to help you find a bed to sleep in.
You know, I must be honest. Yeah, I'm open to some suggestions. I had a friend say I could crash with them tonight, but another bed could be just as warm.
Well, the nights do get cold here in Madinat. Perhaps we can find you a very warm bed somewhere not too far off, if you don't mind a little bit of a walk.
I'll follow your lead.
She
And to
leads
say
you.
Yeah. Go ahead.
She leads you to a small little domicile, kind of down off, about 15-20 minutes of a walk. Here in the general area, kind of off the main street a bit. And she opens the wooden door. "This is my place. I'm sure I can make you comfortable, if you don't mind."
Corvus will step inside. To save everyone else who's been
she closes the door and will fade to black there for the evening.
Thank you.
Chicka bow wow.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Everybody has turned in or whatever for the evening. As you are all taking your various forms of rest, a few things occur. Lunine, you dream of a forest sprouting from the desert. It seems weird, though, because it seems like the forest is sprouting from not just sand. It is sprouting from stone, but stone that's dripping wet, as though it's crying or leaking, or the source of like a pond or a puddle. And you see the forest sort of begin to sprout up and rise, and as it begins to grow, it begins to solidify into a single tree. And as it solidifies into a single tree, suddenly the water that is pouring out of these stones, dripping down, begins to tinge red. And soon this red river pond thing is encompassing the main tree, and the tree begins to sink into the pond of red water until it is no more. Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah. Andra,
Yo.
as you turn in for the evening, you've had quite an interesting day. And as you lay your head down, you begin to hear like whispers. And you get out of your bed and you follow them, and they are coming from that ritual book that you have. And the whispers are getting stronger and stronger, and as you open them up, suddenly hands spectral hands come out of the pages of the book and pull your head down into it, and you awaken with a start in the middle of the night. Renata, you toss and turn, and in doing so, your mind begins to wander, and you find yourself living in a mix of like dreams and memories. You like fade to sleep, but then you pull yourself out of it, remembering the past and like the last times you were here barely a year ago, and then falling back asleep and being awoken with a start. And then you begin to remember your mother and the memories of the lullaby she would sing to you. And slowly you lull yourself into an uneasy sleep. Great. Ozo. You go to bed before your roommate returns. And as you dream, a spectral figure begins leading you on a path through the woods. Lush green woods filled with massive acorn trees, like oak trees. And occasionally acorns begin falling. And the figure ignores the acorns as you kind of weave through the path and like dodging them, until you get to one mighty oak, which has but 5 acorns remaining upon a bough. At which point, the spectral figure kind of raises its hand up impossibly high and clutches the smallest acorn from the tree and places it in your hand, closing your grasp around the acorn. And as you look down at your hand, you see the acorn is black and withered. Not in a like it's dying and desiccated kind of way. It just seems to be the nature of the acorn. And you bring your heads up to see the spectral figure, and you see sort of a blurry version of your own face, except for the eyes. The eyes, for a split second, are very, very different and alien. And you see it quickly like reverts to like your eyes. And even though it's blurry, you can tell that like something changed or something was weird about this specter. And as you're about to ask a question, the dream vanishes and you fall into dreamless REM sleep. The next day, you all awake having recovered a long rest.
Woohoo!
You make your way one by one down for breakfast in the morning. During your breakfast time, Corvus wanders in through the front door.
How disheveled does he look?
He looks like he looks like he's had sleep.
Good sleep or bad sleep?
Like how you sleep in a bed.
Does he have sex hair is what I'm asking.
You can change hair at will.
You don't know.
That's true.
There is no indication unless Corvus wants to give any.
Ah, he's cheating.
0 indication is given.
Yeah, it looks like he was just out early for a morning walk or something.
Where have you been?
You know, just watching the sunrise. Beautiful here.
Insight check.
Make an insight check. And
9. All right.
go ahead, roll a d20, Corvus, and add either your perception or either your persuasion or deception skill. Your choice. Don't tell us which.
Copy.
So just roll a straight d20 and then add the appropriate modifier.
That would be a 21.
Yeah, he was enjoying the sunrise, rather.
No, I agree. The sunrise is actually very beautiful when you catch it through the desert haze. I recommend everyone to get up early and check it out tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we'll see about that. I think one early morning might be enough for a while, but a local told me that the sunset was also equally as beautiful, so might see about that. I couldn't see it last night. I was tied up, but yeah, maybe tonight.
That's awesome. Okay.
Is it a metaphor or literal? We don't know.
Right. That's why it's great.
It's less funny if you have to explain it.
No, it's fair. It just came to me later. I was like, oh, that was a good one.
Andra appearing is like, I'm not getting up for sunrise. Sunset, maybe. And she turns to Renata and say, "You're from here. Where can I light a small fire without getting arrested?"
Renata's taking it back a little. Right, you really haven't learned your lesson from last night, have you?
No, I still have things I need to burn.
Right. Jared, would I know of a place
I mean,
away from the wandering eyes of guards?
I mean,
is the
fireplaces, forges, like you can't just light an open flame in the city. Like that's bad news potentially for all people concerned. So like anywhere where like you could light a fire in real life is a viable location.
Andra, anywhere you can light a fire in a viable area, like a forge or fireplace. That's
Sorry,
the place you
my
find.
internet cut out. What does Andra need?
A place to burn things.
Yeah. I don't need like a forge. I'm not trying to like make
What
armor.
are you trying to burn is my question.
I just have this bag of things that needs burning.
Is it going to smell horrible?
Maybe. I can't rule that out.
I do
I'm
have
not
a
carrying olives
fireplace in my
incense.
room. If that
Yeah? I mean, I don't think anything bad's gonna happen.
you can use the fireplace in my room if that is more suitable.
Great.
You'd be doing the science community a huge favor.
Okay, great. We do it now.
Magic, whatever, same thing.
Can we do that now?
It's so early.
You are eager.
Where's
Pick
my
up.
page?
Wine boy.
He comes rushing up. What can I do for you, Mr. Lunin, sir?
2 glasses of wine and 2 coffees, please. Bring them to my room.
Oh, as you wish, sir.
Shaken, not stirred.
And he scampers off to get you a morning beverage and a couple glasses of wine.
For a split
All
second,
right,
I
Andra.
thought,
Shall we?
I will get up with my component pouch and follow Lunin.
And the two of you head up to Lunin's private suite. And that's where we're going to take our break, everybody. So we're going to do a quick 5-minute short rest, and we will come back in but 5 minutes or so. 5 minutes, we'll come back. Thank you, Taco-san Mashu. Thank you, I've Got It. Thank you, everyone who's lurking and being here. We'll be back in 5 minutes. We'll be back after this short rest. Hello, everyone. We are back. Thank you for sticking with us as we took a little break there, a little bio action happening. We are going to pick right back up with Andra and Lunine going to Lunine's private suite where she can use the fireplace to conduct the ritual. Indeed, you head on up to Lunine's suite, and the fireplace is like one of those ones where like it's kind of out in the room. It's not like in a wall. It's next to a wall, but it's kind of like built out, and so like you can have the fire kind of be a little exposed, and then there's a flue that kind of is up like 7 or 8 feet above it to kind of catch all the smoke.
Oh, this will be perfect.
Yeah. Jamie comes along with the wine and coffee for you, and rest of for you, Master Lunine, sir. The wine is,
Thank you.
of course, the wine and coffee, 2 glasses of each, is 2 gold, 1 silver.
All right, I'll hand him 3 gold, 1 silver.
Oh, thank you, Master Lunine. Can I get you anything else this morning?
No, that'll be all. Thank you.
As you wish, sir. If you need anything, just call Jamie. And he scampers off.
Making new friends, I see.
He's useful. I like him.
All right.
Well,
So
Is it just the two of you meeting up?
Lunine's gonna hold out the glass of wine. Did you want one? I assume
Oh.
this is not going to be a fun task.
I mean, we'll see. I think it's just going to decode the book. Like, I have this book, I can't read it, but I'm following the instructions in basically the first page, and I hope it's going to decode the rest of the book. So,
All
I will accept the wine and thank you. Raise the glass, and this is going to take an hour or so if you have other things that you need to be doing.
All right. Lunine, I'll just sit down for now and
great.
think.
She's going to try to think. Andra's going to pull out all of her objects and start chanting.
Cool. You light the brazier and you begin the chanting. These like strange dark words that you are reading out of the book. They're tinged with almost like with sorrow and secrets and shadow, but not necessarily malice. It's just a weird intonation. Meanwhile, those of you who are back downstairs, what will you do, having just watched Lunine and Andra depart for Lunine's suite?
Alright, so we're eating. Corvus came in from watching a beautiful sunrise. And I'll say, well, I'll ask Corvus, because he had mentioned that he found some possible side hustles here. Is there any of these things you want to do?
Well, I've got some stuff I want to suss out in town. Namely, it seems like you've got some quick-handed pickpockets here of the children variety. And I sort of followed them back to a certain sewer entrance. And I'm kind of curious where that leads. You know, I must admit I'm a little curious about the criminal underworld here, so to speak. What potential there is here. There's also this talk about caravans being attacked outside the desert. There's certainly mercenary work to be had here if we get bored. Saying. Although we might have some competition. Apparently, there's some group called the Drake Hunters, something like that. I don't know. I was just hearing about them last night. Sounds like they might be, big name in town for mercenary work. Have you heard of them before, Renata?
The Drake Hunters?
Something like that. Does that sound familiar?
Nope, can't say I have. I thought you were watching a sunrise. Where were you last night?
Well, the
That you were
sunrises
talking to
happen in the
people.
morning, typically.
True. Did you? I'm sorry. So you went out afterwards?
I mean, just around the corner. There were some people smoking. What is it? Hukash? Hukash? I said
Hukash.
it so wrong.
Hukash.
Hukash. Yeah, I'm guessing you tried that. It's pretty neat. It's my first time. I've never seen it before.
Yeah, hookah's not really my thing. Makes me sick.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'd do it every night. It seems like that's the thing here. Some people just do it every night, but yeah, I don't know. They were friendly, so I just chatted. I like to listen to rumors in town, that sort of thing.
Okay.
Same thing I did at the bar earlier that night. They corroborated the same story about the caravan attacks. So, they also mentioned, this is wild. There's apparently talk of a person-sized raccoon with a cape that can talk. He's walking around somewhere. I thought that sounded ridiculous, but here we are. That's what they said.
That does sound super crazy.
I don't
Almost
even
worth
know.
investigating. But rewind a little bit. You mentioned something about a street gang of kids here.
Yeah, so, I just went sort of to town center, I guess, kind of watched. I'm always curious what the quality of thief is in places like this. Not bad. I'd say they could use a little work, but honestly, they're pretty young. So with some
Okay,
time.
well, I actually, Selenar and I had an encounter with some kids who, tried to rob us for our money.
Yeah? Were they successful?
I don't know if it's the same group of kids though, because these guys just seemed like they were poor and needed money.
Well, I mean, that's typically
Nothing more
what
nefarious.
leads to these things. I'm not saying these kids I saw yesterday were nefarious. They seem to have some level of organization. And yeah, that it sort of intrigues me. So I followed them a little bit. They went into this sort of can I describe the part of town where this drainage sewer opening was?
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know if you're familiar with this part of town. This is where they went. They went inside. They just kind of pulled the gate back. I didn't follow them because I figured I could follow up at a later time. But yeah, does that sound familiar? Or are you familiar with any sort of? Is there a guild? Is there a thieves guild of any kind?
Would I know of a guild?
To your knowledge, there isn't.
To my knowledge, no. Which means that if there is one, they're doing a good job keeping themselves hidden.
Go ahead, make a history check. Okay.
5.
Okay, go ahead, continue.
That's polite for saying you failed. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I mean, these kids you said you run into. Have you seen anything like this before? Are your thieves typically kids? I mean, it's not unusual, right? Kids lose their parents, need a way to make money, they band together. You guys do look like you. I mean, maybe you're from here, but if you went with Selenar, he certainly looks like he's from out of town. That's an easy target. But is
Yeah.
this something that sounds like you would, is this typical? These kid thieves?
I suppose so. I mean, we were in the slums. I guess it's not far fetched to encounter thieves and any other sort of dangerous people there.
They didn't recognize you.
No, but I did recognize one of them. Crazily enough, though, I remember them being much smaller. But he looked like he hit puberty hard.
Interesting.
There's a
What did
weird
he look
thought
like?
that ran across my head as I recognized him.
Could you describe him?
Sure, I describe him.
I'm just curious if this comes up later. Well, great. I mean, like, I don't really have anything else to do except, I like to people watch and whatever. I'm thinking about following up on this lead of seeing where these kids go. If they got a leader. If they organize that kind of thing.
Saheen, that's it. That's the name, Saheen.
Saheen.
And he had also a new scar that I have not seen before across his face. So yes, should be younger looking, but he looks much older.
How old did he look now?
Jared, what would I say?
Probably about
Like he should have been 10, but he looked
like
16.
Yeah, about 15, 16 is kind of like your best guess.
So he looks 15, 16, but he should have looked more like he was
Like 10 or 11, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So.
Okay. Well, good to know. Well, anyway, yeah, I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go check that out today. If anyone wants to. If anyone's interested, but we got to be. We do it. It's not really a thing to announce. So, yeah, just saying. Ozo, you game? I'm sure they're game.
Their game.
Probably.
Look at their game face. We all look at Ozo. Ozo's game face is just ready for blood and action and all sorts of
blood,
violence.
maybe less so. Sneaking around and being quiet is kind of what I'm asking for today, but we'll see where it goes. Having a local, though, couldn't hurt if you're interested. I don't know what you had planned today. Seems like no one's got any idea what they're doing here, so...
So you begin this discussion and kind of keep going for about an hour. We'll come back to you. Meanwhile,
Sorry.
up in the room, the suite, Andra, you are reaching the culmination of your ritual. The book is there. The fire is roaring. The various things have been consumed. And
By the flames, I'm not eating them.
Yeah. You say the final word of the incantation, and the flame dies out. The light in the room seems to pull down into the fire pit with the dead flames for a moment.
Quick question. Could I put on, when it seems to be reaching its apex time, put on that monocle?
Sure. Make an Arcana check for me, Lunine. This is just to see, if you can tell when the ritual
9.
comes up. You're not quite sure. You might miss the apex, but you can have it ready. So the light from the room for an instant pulls in before it returns. And when it does, out of the book, what you see, Andra, is a spectral kind of ghostly visage rise up from the book and kind of amorphously shift into your face. Its eyes realign. And you get the sense that you have something new in your spellbook.
Excellent.
And beyond that, you see from within the brazier that like the various ingredients were being mixed in to make this tincture. You see something wriggle and writhe, and you see a little tiny bony claw leap over the lip, make its way, another one on the other lip of the brazier, and a skeletal rat form pulls itself out of the tincture, flops down to the ground, shakes itself off, kind of looks around, walks over to you, looks up at you, kind of makes a couple chittering noises, and then goes, "Hello!"
What?
Hi!
"You're Andra, yeah?"
I know. Who are you?
"I don't know. But I'm yours."
What would you like to be called?
"Well, I have no idea."
Well, I mean, that's not even the silliest name I've heard. I've heard this since we arrived here. So sure, you can be. I have no idea.
That seems cumbersome, but all right.
Well, we'll call you Idea for short.
Oh, I like that. I like being an idea.
Excellent.
Yes. Andra, in your spell book, you will find the Find Familiar spell has been added, except it is modified in the following ways. The spell for you only summons an undead entity, and it is always this spirit that inhabits
Gotcha.
the undead form.
All right, and his name is
Get
now
used to
Idea. I love it.
Oh, thank you. It's nice to be loved.
Cool. I put him in the hood of my.
Oh, okay, here we go.
You have to be the strangest person I have ever met.
Oh, I forgot you were here.
Yeah.
I forgot I was in my own. Okay.
Taco
I
Senmashu,
was a
thanks for
little
being there.
distracted.
Yeah, Lunine, you saw this like skeletal rat just like come out of this like tray of like pomade or whatever that she was making and just talk to her.
I mean, I've seen talking animals, but just
I'm not so sure Idea
she's
is an
supposed
animal.
to be, noble, and she's just this, and also
Yeah,
just
full stop.
this
She's
this
just this.
this person. Is just strange. To Lunine.
You hear Idea. "Do we know him?"
We do. He's let us use his fireplace.
"Oh, well, that's nice."
Yeah, he's not bad. He's not all bad. He's a little uppity sometimes, or not uppity, but snooty. Snooty is the word I'm looking for. He's a bit snooty sometimes, but he's okay. He's a friend.
"Okay. Whatever you
Snooty.
say, boss."
Is that another word for standards?
Yes.
Right. Well, can you get your dead shit out of my room now, please?
Absolutely. And I will take idea and go back downstairs.
Yeah, you pick up the tincture, you pick up idea.
Yeah.
Idea is just like, whoop, okay, here we go. This is wild. I've existed for but moments and I'm already writing in style. This is wonderful. So you all reconvene.
Hey, all.
What's yeah? What y'all?
how did-
Whoa.
Yeah, how did you go? I'm sorry, do we see the rat? Or you're hiding it?
He's in my hood, or she's in my hood. They are in my
Okay.
hood.
So, how did it go?
This is idea. This is have no idea, but we're gonna call them idea for short.
And you see a little like rat skeleton head and front paws kind of like on top of Andra's head, just kind of like poke itself up and be like, hello.
Wow, that is not what I expected.
I like to imagine that as this happened, I was drinking coffee and I just like full on spit it out. The hell is that?
That's what I said.
It's an idea.
I'm sorry, you allowed this to happen, Looney?
I didn't know it was gonna happen. This isn't my area of expertise.
Fair enough. I'm sure you, Andra, didn't know this was going to happen either, right?
I didn't. I thought it was just. Oh, I didn't even check the book. I thought it was just an encryption spell. I was going to decode, unscramble the book. But I haven't even looked at the book because I also got this guy.
I'm an idea.
Yep, you are. Pretty unique idea too.
Thank you.
How's what's it like? Idea being wherever you are.
Yeah, what are you?
I'm idea.
That's very rude.
I'm just an idea, I suppose. I'm new.
You know that? Yeah. Do you know what that means? To be an idea?
It is my name given to me by Andra.
Gotcha. Enough said. Well, how long are you sticking around?
The head kind of like looks down at Andra. I belong to Andra.
Gotcha. Good to know. I'm assuming this was the whole dead rat feather hocus pocus book thing.
Yes.
Could have been worse. Could have been worse. Listen, I'm gonna go chase some kids into their secret thieves guild hole in a sewer somewhere. If anyone wants to come with, that's what I'm doing today.
That sounds real tempting when you put it
In
that
a
way.
sewer.
Yeah, you'd love it. That was sarcasm. You wouldn't like it at all. You can stay here.
Why? Why?
Why? I don't know.
Why are we chasing these
What
kids?
else are we doing? I'm bored and want to see if they're really good thieves or not.
This is what you do for fun when you're bored? Is you chase kids into sewers?
Well, I have never had to choose what to do with my free time, and I really am at a loss, if I'm being honest. And no one here seems to have any strong inclinations of what to do. And without any strong opinions or direction, I'm just sort of making it up. So you can come with me, or I don't know, tell me how your day went, and I'll see you tonight.
Renata, at this moment you hear what sounds like the sound of a crowd outside, like an audience, like responding to something outside.
I look at Andra again. Are you causing that disturbance outside?
Maybe Renata Soul Angel's putting on a show.
I don't think so.
Andra, you didn't hear
That's
anything.
ridiculous. I'm not putting on a show right now.
I'm sorry, I missed what Mike said. You said, you think of a certain...
I said to Corvus, that's
Oh.
ridiculous. I'm not putting on a show right now.
Corvus, you don't know what he's talking about. You didn't hear anything,
Well, he did say disturbance outside.
but you didn't. You
You're
didn't hear it.
I'll be honest, I don't know what you're talking about or not. I'm sorry. It just sounds. I just hear you talking. That's it. Which is fine. It's not an insult.
I don't think calling idea a disturbance is really very fair.
Well, he is kind of a disturbance, but no offense, idea. It's not.
Do I?
Oh, none taken.
I love him.
I think I like you though. You're fucking weird.
Oh, I like me too. That's wonderful. What was that, Lunine?
Do I hear anything?
No. Just like the bustle of the street, you don't hear like the roar of a crowd or anything.
Renata, are you
why don't-
feeling okay? Has the heat gotten to you?
Look, it's fine. I have an ear for this kind of stuff. I'm just going to go outside and check it out. I will get up
Okay.
from the table and walk over to the door, open it, and see what's going on outside.
Looking outside, you see people moving down the street with purpose on their various races. You see guards kind of like patrolling. You don't see any gathered crowds, and you kind of like, think about it for a minute. And then you hear the sound of like a crowd laughing at a joke that was just told to them. Like down off in a particular direction.
And from my point of view, can I see them, or do I have to sort of move down?
No, you don't see a crowd gathered anywhere. You just hear it.
Oh, I just hear it.
Yeah.
I'm going to call back to the group real quick. I'll be right back. I'll have like this confused look on my face as I say that. But I'll step outside and maybe walk a little bit towards the direction I heard.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get up and sigh and follow.
You begin walking down the street, and you hear it, and it keeps being the same distance away, and you keep walking and you keep walking until you don't hear it anymore, and you find yourself at a crossroads. But then you hear off in another direction the sound of like audience reactions to like a sad moment, like "aww," like that collective like sitcom, like "aww."
Yeah. I think I heard Looney say that they're gonna follow me. Are they there with me now, or?
If they want to be.
Yeah, I was following.
When I see Lunine, I'll say, "You really don't hear that? That very audible, collective sound of sadness and awe from people."
I still don't hear anything, Jared?
You don't hear anything. You just hear the hustle and bustle of the crowd around you. Nothing out of place or unique like
Nope.
that.
Just the people around me. Are you sure you're feeling okay?
No, I hear it. I hear it distinctly, and it's not these people going about their business. It's
A round of applause echoes in your ears, Renata.
it's like it's like a performance. Like I hear like a performance or something.
Cheering
A
begins.
round of applause.
Cheering begins to add to the round of applause. It's
Can
getting
I...
louder. Yeah.
Do I see anything around Renata?
Let's find out.
I would like to just say in this. Oh, go ahead.
So, looking through the monocle, what does the monocle? What's the monocle do?
It's just detect magic.
Oh, okay, great. So you see around Renata just the known magical items that you know about that he has in his possession. There's a faint glim aura. There's a very low level, like, general magic aura around him, because he is a spellcaster. But nothing. There's no, like, aura of enchantment over his, like, whole being. There's nothing. There's not, like, a spell on him that you can see.
Doesn't look like there's any magic on you. Can you follow this sound somewhere?
I don't think I have to. Yeah, it's getting louder now. It's coming to me.
It's getting so loud that it's almost painful at this point.
Yeah, so Lunane, you see like a little bit of a grimace of pain on Renata's face. And maybe as you start to cover my ears.
Perception check or...
Yeah, go for it. Make a perception check.
14.
You don't see or notice anything that could possibly be having this effect on him, but you noticed that his, like, he started having these, like, headache pain sensations when he stopped moving.
Renata, come. Why don't we keep walking? Just keep walking somewhere.
Okay, so I'll start taking steps.
Cool.
And Louis will, like, kind of grab onto his forearm and kind of pull him along.
Corvus, go ahead. Make a stealth check for me. As you are walking, you head in the direction where you first heard the like awe sound, the applause, and you begin heading in that direction. And the pain, the cacophony, kind of lessens in your ears, and you go back to hearing, like, just like audience noises, like different reactions of, like, you hear people being like, gasp. You get to another intersection and you hear more laughter. It is the reactions that you would expect if you were giving a oration performance, telling a story, that kind of thing. And as you go, you are walking for quite a ways. Anytime you stop for a significant amount of time, the volume increases in your head.
Mm-hmm.
Do you keep...
Is there a temple in town? Is there somewhere that could maybe find a melody or something?
I'm sorry, you said, is there a temple that could be playing a melody?
No, that could heal a malady.
Oh, heal a malady. Okay. Yeah, Renata thinks, and it's like, there's a temple over there. Well, let's give it a shot, because this is really, really painful now and annoying. So Jared will start making our way towards the temple.
You veer off towards where you'd know, like, temples were when you were last in town. And as soon as you, like, step in a different direction, you double over in pain.
All right, you see me fall down. I'll say, I don't think I'm meant to go this way. It really hurts this way. And I'll back out a little bit.
Okay. Lunine will kind of pull him back, walking in the direction that they were originally kept going.
Yeah, and Lunine, you turn around kind of confused, and you catch Corvus kind of following you guys a bit.
I would like to pull some bullshit and be like, but I'm following Renata. That's an advantage, right? But that's just a bad roll.
Yeah. Renata doesn't see you, but Lunine does. Just barely. So you begin walking this way. You find yourself walking towards the Spice Mile, and then kind of veering off, kind of like to the border of the Spice Mile, almost towards the Dust Barrows. Pardon me. And Renata, like the more direct you are in like following the sounds that you are hearing, the less it hurts. Like your ears don't bleed, your brain isn't like succumbed to. Like you can talk and act normally, as though you're following a crowd, as long as you are going in that direction that you hear this from. And eventually you find yourselves outside of a small, little like mid-level kind of area, but around the corner there is a dungy, dirty-looking like tavern or dive bar-looking thing with like ratty like curtains over the door, like heavy curtains over the door, and like windows of like crossed wood lattice. And you can swear, Renata, that you hear a massive crowd from inside that bar. You look up and it seems like there's an image of like a scorpion like frothing at the mouth. It's called the Rabid Scorpion.
All right, I point to over there and say, I think it's there, the Rabid Scorpion. Scorpion.
Gross. All right. Well, if it's the only way to get you better.
Yeah. Let's be on our guards, because I don't think anything good is going to come out of this.
Yeah.
So,
Corvus, are you coming? No.
Did he see me when he said that?
No. I just assumed you were still following because I saw you before.
Yep, be right there. Comes a voice in the crowd.
Corvus joins you.
Well, I figure we should all go in together, no? Or at least cooperate on this since we're all here.
Yeah, we're what are we doing here?
something is driving me insane to get here mentally. It is this loud noises, noises of applause and cheers.
The crowd noises begin to swell and build as you stay outside and have this conversation.
Yeah, and the longer I linger, the louder it gets. So let's just step inside.
You know what? We're right behind you.
Great. Get your weapons out, because we are going out fighting whoever is doing this to me.
Corvus will step inside first then if he's talking about getting weapons. I'm so curious now. I'm going to just slip inside like I'm a patron.
Okay, you slip inside, Corvus, and in you go. Corvus slips inside and does not come rushing out. Your head is beginning to swell, and
Yeah, no, I step inside. I'm sorry.
okay,
Let's do it.
you step in, and the moment you cross the threshold, it's gone. The sound, the pressure, the headache, everything is gone. Inside of this dingy little establishment, you see that the tables are made out of like wood that's like maybe they used to be like shipping pallets or something, or crates that have been like cobbled together. There's a bar that doesn't look in good shape but looks clean and serviceable. And inside, there's one Feline woman wearing kind of like just black robes, or like dingy gray maybe. It looks like they used to be really nice. But she is like cleaning the bar and like sweeping, and as you turn, she like turns around with a broom and looks at the drawn weapons in your hands. And
Whose hands?
you said you were drawing weapons. Were you not drawing weapons?
No, I didn't. He said to draw weapons, and no one drew them. That's just what he
Okay.
said because he was having a headache.
Okay, no weapons drawn.
No weapons drawn. What are you talking about?
I have a finger up to like cast Eldritch Blast, so I'm
Maybe
walking
he
with, like, a
does,
finger
but
up.
I'm like, he's overreacting. He has a headache.
Okay. So the figure turns. She's got a broom that she's been sweeping with. And her eyes go wide, and she kind of like looks around real quick and kind of like bows and like just and points to a table.
To all of us?
Yeah?
Yeah.
The three of
I
you
don't
have
recognize
entered.
this Feline, right?
No.
Okay. And okay.
All right. I'll go sit down.
Yeah, no, I followed too. I'll sit down.
Okay, you all sit down. And she comes over and she kind of like puts up a finger, like, and then scampers into a back room. Shortly, a small gnomish man comes out, and he's got kind of a little bit of a limp, so he kind of like walks to the front. He's like, "Martin, what can I get you?"
Looney's gonna look at Renata.
Yeah, Renata's gonna start to stand up and say, "You know what? Maybe I'm in the wrong place."
So you come in.
You seem pretty dead set that this was the place.
Well, this is the place.
What's the special?
Well, we've got pretty much most kinds of booze. Cheap prices. What do you want? Whiskey?
Yeah?
Rum?
Yeah, whiskey.
Can I do a investigation or perception check of the whole place again? Like, I want to do like a
Yeah, make a
full
perception
sweep of
check.
the room here. If someone's like hiding in the shadows, watching me.
Yeah, make a perception check.
19.
Looking around, you don't see anybody hiding in shadows. You just see this gnome trying to like get you to buy stuff and not leave his bar. That Feline woman has not returned. The bar seems to be like
Did you-
clean, but it's very like run down looking.
Did you bring me here? I say to the gnome.
No, how would I have brought you here? I was doing my books, and then my cleaner comes in and tells me that there's people here, so I assume you want something to drink. This guy,
Has anyone else
this
been
guy
here?
wants whiskey? Anybody else want whiskey?
Sure. I'll take one.
Okay, 2 whiskeys. Whiskey?
Renata like throws a hand up, to say no. You can see like this look of concern on Renata as he keeps like going back and forth across this space.
Yeah, he'll have a whiskey.
Really
Can
confused.
he add an ice cube to his?
A what?
I doubt they have an ice maker out back in this bar.
Sorry, I couldn't help myself for the anachronism joke. Continue, Mike.
I will. So does the bartender, the gnome, walk away?
He's still looking at you like, well, what do you want?
Nothing right now.
He rolls his eyes and kind of goes behind the bar. Comes back a few moments later with this like very pale brown liquid that he drops in front of Corvus and one in front of Lenine. 4 silver each.
That'd be good whiskey.
I'll give him 5. I think.
Ah.
Looney will
I'll
cut
give
him.
him 3 for a total of 8. What's he say to that?
He takes the 5 from Lunine and is like, 4 silver for the whiskey.
I'll cough up. How many copper equals 4 silver?
40. It's 10. It's 10 to 10 to 10.
That's right. All right. I'll give him the 3 silver plus 40 copper.
Plus 40
Sorry.
copper.
Whatever the conversion is. You said it was 10 to 10 to 10, right? 4 silver is 40 copper?
4 silver would be 40 copper, but if you're giving him 3 silver, you just need to give him 10 to get to 4.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's what I meant. Yes. 3 silver and 10 copper.
Okay, he nods and and takes the money and kind of walks away and kind of like eyes Renata and kind of like leaves you alone. You sip this whiskey and it is harsh and astringent and very watered down.
Good to know.
Okay.
I don't recommend the whiskey.
Renata's really worried, and he'll turn to Lunine, and he'll say, "Okay, so last night I told Corvus here some things about my past. Not a whole lot, very bare minimum. I'm going to tell you now too. I may have left here on very bad terms with some people.
People that he didn't mention, so he really didn't tell me anything.
Well, no, I mean, I told you about the girl I left, brokenhearted.
That's
was a
true. I
band.
wasn't going to bring that up without you, though. So
Thank you. You're such a kind man. But no, so there was a girl I left, brokenhearted. And I used to be in a band. I left them. And now I have this thing going on in my head that no one else can hear but me. And I'm thinking back to when I went back to my old home and I saw the word traitor. And now I'm trying to make all the dots connect because I think it's all about me.
have you ever had this thing in your head before?
No, first time.
Interesting.
But it led me here.
You recognize this place?
Do I recognize this place, Jared?
No.
You
Nope.
recognize that gnome? That Feline?
Nope. And nope.
How about the street that came down?
Been down it a few times.
Nothing stands out. How about this whiskey? It's terrible. Maybe you recognize it.
Oh.
I slide it to him.
You're just like bagging on this whiskey.
Yeah.
I love it.
I'm going to tell the gnome when he
I'll
comes
just take
out.
the whole. I'll just take like the whole swig. No, when you grow up here, that's a damn good whiskey.
Yeah, that's good here. Great. Sorry, I was going to really offend that gnome then. I'm glad you warned me.
Oh, you can, by all means.
I take Lunine's whiskey and just like crush it.
Looney doesn't even push it over with his whole hand. He just like one finger.
You dainty bitch. Corvus rolls both eyes in opposite directions and then rolls in the same way twice.
That looked painful.
It's a special trick I reserve for certain occasions.
The Feline comes back out and she begins like cleaning like a couple of tables nearby.
I will go up to this Feline and I'll say, "Excuse me, miss. Has anyone else been here in this establishment?" today.
She just shakes her head.
Last night. I'm sorry, Jared. Are there doors like
Yeah.
to another room going up?
Yeah, you
upstairs,
saw
downstairs?
her go out into the back to like get the gnome. The gnome has since gone back in that way.
But there's no other.
It's not
doors.
it's not like a massive location. It's a small little dive bar.
Okay, it's not like an inn with rooms attached to the
No.
upstairs. Or,
No,
You ever been to Nancy's?
it's
is
like
that Delancey's?
it's like a
No, Nancy's.
it's like a 5. There's like 5 tables in here plus the bar with like 3 stools at it. It's not massive.
Ye old hole in the wall.
Yeah.
I'm really on edge, and I want this resolved.
You can see
this-
the
I'm
Feline.
gonna start walking over there, and I start like walking to where, I guess a work area.
She kind of like runs in front of you and kind of like puts her paws up before you can get to the door, like, and just shakes her head.
I don't know how else to explain this. You know what? I'm sorry. Let's be courteous. I'm me, and you are.
How do you spell me?
You have a name, right?
M-I.
What's her name?
And she kind of looks around.
I pull out my
Wait.
music pad
Wait.
pencil.
Corvus sees this and stands up and he signs, "What's your name?"
She looks at you confused.
Thought I'd try.
That's cool. That would have been really cool.
Sit back down.
Is that in CSL?
So what do you pull out, Renata?
So like I had always, I always carry with me like paper and a pen to like, or pencil, quill to write down music, lyrics, notes, whatever. So I just kind of take out a piece of paper and pencil and like see if she writes something down.
She kind of like you put out the piece of paper and she kind of like begins to nod, and then you hand her a pen and she just kind of like her shoulders kind of go down and she grabs the pen and she puts it to the paper, and as soon as she begins to write, her hand starts shaking uncontrollably and it's just a lot of squiggles.
Inside check?
Make an insight check.
Is that even possible at my low level?
She's a commoner.
With a 17, she doesn't seem to be faking whatever is going on, and you can see like she was like excited with the piece of paper, but then like as soon as Renata handed the pen for her and I was like, right, you could just tell that she's like, here I go again, like I know what's going to happen.
Help me out here. So maybe there's another check or roll, but like, so if someone who has picked up signing and is familiar with people that have, non.
Yeah, you don't get any sense that she understands like thieves' cant or sign language or anything like that.
But she can't write. The paper excited her, but she can't write.
Yeah.
Signing is not her thing. She can obviously hear, I guess.
Mm-hmm. She hands the pen back to Renata, the little quill, and she kind of like looks down at the paper and kind of puts paws on it, like, and kind of does this, like, if she can take it.
Yeah, no, Renata just nods yes.
Great.
Sympathy.
Wonderful.
What are you doing?
So she takes your piece of paper.
You gonna pull out
Yeah.
some origami? I'm impressed. Yeah. You want something to bend you over in half?
I'm sorry. I imagine Lunine and I just look over to Corvus. It's like, what you say?
I was just trying to get a reaction out of Jared, and I succeeded. Sorry.
Can Lunine slaps Corvus on the back of the head.
Was out of
Thank you,
character.
Looney.
I apologize.
Uh-huh.
Paper, book. Book. You are book. Wait,
Page.
you are Book of Tales?
Book of Tales. How do you know that name? Says Corvus.
Yes, you. Book of Tales.
People miss you.
Are you in trouble?
You really should have picked up sign language.
I'm sorry, I don't understand. Yes, you.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking.
He's speaking.
Yeah. Yeah. Used to be
Performing.
storyteller.
You're performer. You performed.
Yeah, we heard stories. That
An
evil thing?
Evil wizard. Close enough. Evil wizard. Ooh,
A spell
spooky.
was cast.
Cast a spell.
Rain.
Rain down on you. Okay, I
Can't talk anymore because of the
I
spell
think
cast by some evil
Yeah.
fat thing. Yeah, and you can't write either,
Is it?
apparently.
Wait. Is it
So they
the guy in
you
the
can't
back room?
tell any form of stories.
Is it the gnome who did this to you? No.
No, he just serves bad whiskey.
I shoot dagger eyes at Corvus.
Sorry, Hessian whiskey's bad. I'm just saying.
You watch your mouth.
You watch your mouth. You should not put such bad things in it.
Okay, all right. This is gonna sound strange. I'm here to rescue you.
It does sound strange.
And do you know this person how?
Right. I know this person because I was told to look for this person.
By who?
And you see, I am part of a wider agency of talent, and part of my deal is to search for other people of talent and make sure that they are being well taken care of.
Yes,
Corvus
well,
just
the
looks
talent
at
is always
Renata during this and
an
says,
idea of who you're looking for is two different things.
Corvus just looks at Renata and says, "Do you really want to do this right now?"
One step at a time, Corvus, okay?
Fair enough. Take your time.
We'll handle this first as I point to Book of Tales.
Make
Then
a deception check, Renata. You give her this explanation, and she kind of like looks at you and kind of like raises an eyebrow. And then kind of looks over to Corvus and Lunine and kind of like points at Renata and makes like a shrugging motion, like,
Yeah, I don't know. He's kind of like this always.
look, I'm here because noises of clapping and cheering drove me here. It was, if I went the wrong way, it was painful. If I stopped and lingered in a spot, it was painful. It kept me moving, and it brought me here.
For what it's worth,
You-
there was a group of people that were asking about you last night. Said it's been a while since they'd heard from you. So, maybe fate did bring us all here. Yeah, you were a great storyteller. We heard. I lost a lot of that, but I'm assuming to find a way to break this spell, we need to know who the wizard is. Are they here?
she begins looking around again, and she approaches you, Corvus, and just kind of puts her hands up and kind of reaches for a pouch on your belt and kind of points at it.
Any pouch?
Yeah, just whatever pouch you have, like, prominently displayed. She kind of points at a pouch on your belt.
That would be the pouch of rocks. She can have the pouch of rocks if she wants.
She doesn't try to take it. She just points at it and kind of like
Alright.
hefts it on your belt.
Yeah. Are they rich? So. They are a wizard because they read and they know spells that way. I don't really know how magic works. Yeah, you are reading. Renata, are you following this?
Okay, start over. Yes. Okay. You.
Book of Tales. Yeah, reading. Nope. The wizard. Yeah, we're trying to figure out the wizard. Yep.
And this is
Yeah.
Carry
I don't really know the connection yet, but I'm following, I think.
and she does the fingers and then like points to the pouch on your belt.
Stole? No?
Hey, Looney.
I said stole? Because you're pointing towards the pouch?
What are you
Against
insinuating?
When Corvus said pouch, she like pointed like at Corvus, like.
Something in a wizard's pouch is key to breaking the spell? No. All right.
Make an insight check, Corvus.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Oh, boy. Oh,
On a natural 20, Corvus.
This is what we needed right now.
On a natural 20, what she is trying to tell you is the name of the wizard. Because you said you need to know the name of the wizard.
Okay, thank God.
So when you when
life.
she points at the pouch, and you say the word pouch, you get immediately understand after a few moments of what's going on. You figure out she's trying to tell you the name of the wizard. The first name of the wizard is Pouch.
Oh, the wizard's name is Pouch. What a strange name. Okay, Pouch the wizard. Is he sure?
You get the sense that on a natural 20, we're going to honor it. Pouch is the
Thank God.
Pouch is the first part of the name.
Right.
Okay.
So we're getting a sense that this person is the feline. So,
Points to the pouch.
right, pouch. First word, pouch. Second word.
She goes over to a small, dingy, well, actually, well kept. She does a good job. A small little like fireplace, and points to the fireplace and kind of like does this up the fireplace.
Smoke. Smoke. That's the second word. Smoke. Pouch smoke. Small
Pouch is
word
the
in
name.
between.
Pouch of
Pouch
smoke.
of smoke. Pouch of smoke. Okay. Okay. All right, perfect. Oh my god, this game is so much fun. Pouch of smoke. Where is she?
She grabs a glass and picks up her little rag. And she just kind of like keeps going up to like shiny things and like wiping on them.
Pouch of dust.
No. It's Pouch of smoke. That's the name. But I asked where he is, and she's trying to tell us.
Dust.
She's
Is there something with dust in it?
or maybe he's a cleaner or glass. Windows.
Shine?
Shiny.
Is he a shoe shiner?
The shiny place tower, like he's a rich person.
Is he in the Marble District?
I'm out. Okay,
She points to Lunine, who said shiny.
right.
Polish?
Snooty?
We're gonna roll on that. We're gonna keep that natural 20 insight check because this is all the same conversation. Corvus, you get that she got excited because Lunine almost said the right word. So it must be something.
When he said shiny?
When he said shiny, so it must be something very close to shiny.
Okay, you're onto something, Lunine, with shiny. So what is that like? What's shiny? Like reflective, a diamond, polished? Yeah? Diamond? A four diamond?
She points to Lunine and then points to you.
A shiny diamond? This is... Are we still on the last name? Or is the place?
We got the name.
On
We're
the
looking
place.
for the place.
The place, the shiny diamond.
Marble Rising.
She points to
Part of town. Start Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, when you say shiny diamond, she points to you, Corvus, and gives you like,
More or less shiny diamond. The name is something like that. Does this name ring a bell, Renata? Soul Angel?
Would I know of any tavern and bar with names akin to
make
shiny diamond, shiny rock?
make a history check with advantage, Renata.
How does Book of Tales react when I say Renata Soul Angel?
You see a little. We'll make an insight check.
I don't know if I'm going to get any more.
A 9.
You see her ears pick up the name and kind of like almost a quick glance of recognition, but surprise. On a 9, there's a lot of inns in town, but with a name like that, it's probably in a posh area, if there is one.
Mm-hmm.
Is it sparkling?
She just shakes her head.
Is it a shining, and then is it a gemstone?
She
Or metal?
no, she is like when you say shining, she like goes crazy with like the emphasis of yes.
Okay, shining, and then is the next word like a gemstone?
Yeah,
Or is it...
Corvus has already figured it out that it's a diamond.
Oh, so it's shining diamond.
You say that, and she's like starts thumbing up and is like,
Yeah, I was trying to get Renata to see if he could recognize that, but he failed. So could we maybe go through, no offense, Renata, like we'll put our town it's in, like if you start naming parts of Hessian, maybe if she can react to like, the district it's in, we can narrow it down that way.
I'll start with Marble Rising. On the nose. Got it.
Great, that kind of makes sense with a name like Shiny Diamond. Is that enough to go on? Shiny Diamond in the Marble Rising? Pouch?
For
the
me,
wizard?
now that we narrowed down the district, can I again? I mean, I wouldn't have spent too much time in the Marble Rising.
so just to. I know we've played a lot of charades in the last half hour. You've gotten her name, Book of Tales. You've gotten the name of the wizard who cursed her, and a vague understanding of like she is the subject of some sort of enchantment that has made her unable to communicate effectively. The name of that wizard is Pouch of Smoke, and he is presumably at a location called the Shining Diamond in Marble Rising. Those are the pieces of information you've acquired.
Okay.
Now we got to figure out what we're doing when we get there, huh, Renata?
Yeah. I'm sorry, Book. Are you safe here?
She kind of holds up the broom and the rag and makes cleaning motions.
Do you want to perform again? Yeah, this man, he is here to save you. I know that's surprising.
Wait, I want to insight check that statement. Is he being sarcastic or?
Make an insight check, Renata and Corvus. Roll a d20 and add deception or persuasion. Don't tell us what it is.
Oh, a 10.
Uh,
Yeah, I just meant like that wasn't on her bingo card tonight. No harm intended.
You get yeah, so you get the sense that like he's having a little fun at your expense, but it's not malicious.
Yes. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. If we talk to the gnome, would he know more? No. Okay. Well, you stay put. You keep doing what you're doing. Don't let your boss down. And we will be back with a rescue plan.
She goes around and she shakes each of your hands and like passes you, and you can see she's very conveying much gratitude to you all.
How's your head?
Well, we're up to slay a wizard.
We're off to slay
we're
a wizard.
At least negotiate with a wizard. No one has mentioned slaying yet.
They just both did.
Okay. Well, that doesn't have to be the case. I feel like
I
negotiations
think
could be.
some amount of violence is justified here. Look what he did to this poor Feline. Took her voice away.
What do you know about this Feline?
What? Smoke a pouch?
What do you
Pouch of
know
smoke,
about
right?
Book of Tales?
That she is a fantastic performer.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know that because someone told me that last night, but you've never heard of her?
Well, I've been away for quite some time. She must have filled the vacuum when I left.
Yeah? How long was it you were away again? 5 years?
Year.
Oh, only 1 year.
Wait, did I get that right, Jared? Was it 1 year? Yeah.
As far as you know.
Yeah, just 1 year.
Huh. Interesting. Okay, well.
So none of this has anything to do with the sudden change of mind to come
change
here.
of mind. I don't know. He's apparently led by something.
Oof.
Are you going to explain who is leading you? Who is your boss?
I have a feeling he is not. It's okay, don't pry.
Jared, is there any way, now that I've gotten more of the lay of the situation here, would I happen to know if it was the manager who brought me this way?
You know what the name on your list was, and you know who gave you the list.
Yeah. I felt his tactic has exposed me a little bit. So I will look at Lunine and I'll say, yeah, I'm not completely bullshitting you. I am part of a sort of I made a contract deal. And just to help me out with my career, to scout new talents.
What do you do with the information from this new talent?
When you say that you signed a contract, Lunine's gonna narrow his eyes. With who?
It's a company of managers. Really, there's I'm such a big talent to handle. They need several of them to handle just me. So there's no like one name.
It's like a manager, right?
Yeah, just managers.
Oh, more than one.
Yeah.
You need some.
And then
time
Renata
on
like
this one?
pauses, says, "Well, no, there's
What kind of being
just
have you signed a
the one."
contract with?
You ask this question, and Book of Tales is just standing there wide-eyed.
You want us to go outside? Don't worry, I'm sure it'll be fine.
She
Tells,
she is listening, but like you all started having this discussion, and she was still there.
You know what they say: fight fire with fire, right? Book of Tales. What could go wrong?
And she and she kind of like at that point kind of like goes off on her own.
Yeah, that's probably for the best.
Yeah, don't worry, Book. I'll make sure nothing bad happens to you.
Worse.
And she kind of raises a hand and kind of like thumbs up and waves and kind of goes back, and you can hear like water being poured into a bucket.
So I have all these questions too, but I'm trying not to pry. I respect your privacy a little bit, but just curious: does this have any correlation to this person, this friend of yours that we happened to save in the cave in Cliffside?
Renata just he just nods his head. Doesn't
They
say
weren't
anything,
really-
but he's like a slow nod. Just like,
They weren't really your friend, were they?
they were after the fact.
Yeah, I should have seen that coming. I'm so stupid. Anyway, well, I used to consider myself pretty savvy with contracts, but lately I've been experiencing some of the extraplanar or at least highly magical variety, and I'm not really sure what to do about those anymore. So if this is in line with the kind of contract you've signed, I'm afraid that I'm just not going to butt in because I've got no advice. But if you want some help on whatever this is in the Marble Rising, then I can put my plans off of following around thieving kids to another day.
Don't think of it as helping me. Think of it as helping her.
I think you need some help, though.
I'm
I'm
doing
here
just
to
fine. And I'll step out the door.
I'm gonna turn to Lunine when he steps up and be like, "That was a little too much, wasn't it?" I'm really trying to.
I don't really know why we're going anywhere anymore.
No one seems to know. But you know what? This is the first lead we've had since we got here. I don't really understand a lot of it, but as long as I don't push him too hard, maybe he'll open up a little bit.
Maybe. I mean, I'm down to do things, of course, but
I'll be honest. I'm just trying to earn his trust. I might be going about this the wrong way, but
you're one to talk about trust.
I get it. I get it. Yeah, but
That
you're
might
right.
be that might be a tough road for you, especially.
I'm trying to, to make better on that that desire. I know I've kind of started on the wrong foot, but here I am. Ask me what you like. I'm really kind of feeling like if we're going to stick together, that the secrets are just going to hurt us. So hopefully I can get a second chance for everyone. And I'm going to step outside as well.
And as you step outside, joining Renata out in the crowd, getting ready to head back to your remaining compatriots, Lunine, it occurs to you Renata never answered your question about what he signed a contract with. And as that thought permeates your mind, we're going to end tonight's session of Nuuli Forged.
Woohoo!
So we will be back next week, the 8th of July at 7 p.m. Thank you all so much for playing. I hope you had fun. It was quite an interesting evening. We have met Idea.
I love Idea.
We have met Book
I
of
love this idea.
Tales. Yeah. Everybody loves this idea. We have met Book of Tales. And Corvus, as Carl, has made some new Hukash friends. So there's that. So quite a fun little thing. And questions become answered and continue to develop more questions here on Nuuli Forged. What
Woohoo.
a time. Well, thank you all very much for being here, for playing. I hope you all had fun this evening. We'll go around and say our goodbyes, and I'll figure out who we are going to raid this evening. And we'll start our goodbyes with everybody's favorite bard, and only bard, until the secret drops, Renata Soul Angel.
We have all seen him blast things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's me. I'm the bard. I bard hard. I'm Renata Soul Angel. Mike, thanks for watching. Catch you guys next week.
Thanks so much. And Ozo, if we have you, are you there?
We do not.
Oh,
No.
sad. Sad, they departed. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then we'll go to Lunine.
Thanks for watching, guys. I'll be back next week, not camping in the woods with bad internet.
Love
And
that.
I can't wait to grill Corvus.
Bring it. Been waiting for weeks.
No, listen, I gotta build anticipation.
I am a little nervous now, but bring it.
Wonderful. And then, speaking of, we'll go up to Corvus.
Yo, Corvus, played by Matt again. And today, Corvus was Carl temporarily for a night and for a sunrise. And
Oh,
yeah, maybe he'll drive his friends away while trying to draw them close. We'll see. Tune in next time on Awkward Forged.
Glorious. And that brings us up to Andra.
that is me. My name is Sarah. I have been Andra. I love my new no idea, and it should be fun. And I sadly will not be here next week because I have to work, which is not fun. But at least it's only one day. One game I'm missing for the. I'm going to stop now. We have a YouTube channel that you can catch our past episodes on and catch up to date. And we are also on some social media on like Instagram and Blue Sky and stuff. And you should follow us in all those places. Okay, thanks. Bye.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And my name is Jared. I've been your humble dungeon master here on Nuuli Forged. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to raid Magic Academy RPG tonight. They're playing some D&D over there. So hop in this raid. Let them know that they have been newly raided. And we'll see you back here July 8th at 7 p.m. to continue with this grilling and ideas and who knows what else that lies in store. Thank you all so very much. It's a rough time out there right now. A lot of people are feeling a lot of ways. So take care of yourselves and, you know, whatever you got to do to make yourself not go crazy and feel bad, make sure to do it because we care. We have empathy, unlike apparently at least 50 other people in this world. So we'll see you next week. Until then, be safe, be kind, and enjoy some D&D. Bye!